I, Canuck Capsuleers, am Dan now the co-CEO of Story in Advance, an alliance in Montreal, Losec, and Isaac. I'm also the co-host of the Canuck Capsuleers Chronicles. It's a weekly show about Eve's news every Tuesday at 20:15 Eastern Time Zone. Last week we talked about the history of the Caldari State. We learned that they are disciplined and efficient with a strong emphasis on the duty, loyalty, and hard work. Governed by powerful megacorporations. What are those megacorporations? That's what we're gonna talk about today. The 8 largest and most influential corporations within the Caldari State. That's the second episode of 5 about the Caldari State. I hope you're gonna enjoy to dive into this episode with me. Please keep in mind that I'm doing that podcast to get better in English, so I'm sorry in advance. CBD. The CBD Corporation is one of the biggest import-export specialists in Caldari State. It has established trade links across the cluster with a huge amount of goods in constant flux across the border of the Caldari State. Though relatively young in years, as far as Caldari makeup corporations go, CBD has built up a tremendous net of associates over its comparatively brief lifespan, and is today quite possibly the megacorporation most connected with every level of Caldari society. CBD has been known to call in favors from questionable elements of society when more traditional channels have failed. And out of all the big hates members, it has become known as one of the most ruthless with its business practice, though it is not above the occasional bit of extravagant philanthropy if it serves CBD's interests and proves the result in positive public relations. Hyasyada. Hyasyada is one of the oldest Caldari megacorporations, formed shortly after contact with the Galante. Conservative and conscious in this business dealings, Hyasyada focuses mainly on try and test subsistence industries, such as agriculture, mining, and consumer products. Its operations are largely confined to the state itself, although it has partnerships with foreign companies to market its produce in foreign territories. Hyasyada was also the first corporation to champion development of the MTAC for use in the inhospitable polar region of Caldari Prime, before making the blueprints commercially available and working with the Caldari Armed Force during the First Galante Caldari War to upgrade and arm them for combat use. The corporation still holds the right to many fundamental MTAC design principles, property that it fiercely protects to this day. Hyasyada's corporate culture has evolved very little over its long history. It's an extremely conservative organization with business strategies that lean heavily toward old-fashioned corporatism and established tradition. The corporation is still largely controlled by the family that founded it, and the social pressure on Hyasyada employees to conform is as great as ever. Even for the Caldari State, where such pressure is a part of daily life. When the Caldari Providence Directorate came to power, Hyasyada was one of the loudest critics of the political arrangement and often led opposition to executor it with the CEP, alongside Ishukone. Ishukone. Under the guidance of late CEO Otto Gariucci, Ishukone became one of the leading corporations in the cluster, specializing in the production of high-tech equipment and machinery. It possesses some of the most advanced technology outside of Jovian space and was instrumental in the development of capsuleer technology and capsuleer-based flight. Ishukone was for a long time the weakest of the Caldari Megacorporations. Its main business model initially revolved around research and development, though it was rarely able to benefit greatly from any of its discovery. Only in the last centuries or so has it bloomed, and it is now in the process of becoming one of the most powerful corporations in the Caldari State. Well known for maintaining an exceptional high standard of living and support for its employees under the regime of Otto Gariucci, the corporation continues to follow this legacy under its new CEO, Mance Ripolla. The harshest and most open critic of both the Caldari Providence Directorate and Tibus Head, Ishukone came close to bankruptcy during Head's 5-year reign as executor of the Caldari State, due to both an inexpensive philanthropic legacy left behind by Otto Gariucci and trade restriction placed on its dealing by the CPD as a consequence of its opposition. The Ishukone Corporation now also administrates the Caldari District on Caldari Prime. After the Galante Federation's successful execution of Operation Highlander, which removed the Leviathan-class Titan Shigeru from orbit, ending the half-decade-long siege of the Caldari home world. Kaalakiota. Led by the revered business tycoon Atakan Orixiu, Kaalakiota, or KK as it is affectionately known, is the largest megacorporation in the state. KK has its fingers everywhere and in everything. Given its sheer size, Kaalakiota is the closest of the corporations to being a state within the state. Its humble beginnings date back to when the Caldari people were under the wing of the Galante Federation. The corporation initially dabbled in trade with the Galante but soon became hugely successful in real estate, construction, and manufacturing. KK was at the forefront of the Caldari opposition against the Galante Federation, a fact that is still used to great political effect today. After the rise to prominence of Tibet heads during the Caldari constructions riot of YC 110 and his subsequent usurping of Orixiu from the chief executive position that she had held for 4 decades. Kaalakiota suffered half a decade of heavy mismanagement and misappropriation of corporate funding that brought it close to filing for bankruptcy. After Head was forcibly removed from office, a number of fire sales of assets from smaller corporations within its portfolio allowed the corporation to maintain solvency. Still the largest and most powerful of the Big Eight, Kaalakiota is now on the road to recovery after the reinstatement of Orixiu as chief executive. 5 years after she was forced to part ways with the corporation by the Caldari Providence Directorate. Lai Dai. Lai Dai has always advocated quality over quantity, taking pride in designing and manufacturing products at the highest standard. with several energetic research programs that reveal the great Ishukone in their scope and forward-thinking audacity. Lai Dai is the maker of a vast and varied range of products, from high-tech medical equipment to the latest battlefield hardware. After the first gallant Caldari War, Lai Dai, which at the time was a relatively small conglomerate mostly focused on research, began branching out and investing in the Ahoy and Canuck corporations, supplying them with an infusion of technological creativity and forming corporate and political bonds that last to this day. Through the years, this enterprise has occasionally created conflicts of interest within the politics of the state. But Lai Dai's ideals and true devotion to Caldari above all else have always gotten it out of whatever political trouble it has found itself in. Nugoeihuvi, usually referred to by its corporate moniker, NOH, Nugoeihuvi was originally a conglomerate of small companies that manufacture all manner of luxury goods, ranging from mobile delicatessen units to quality furniture. Once the Caldari had formed their independent empire, this enterprising group quickly moved to fill the void created when the Galante entertainment business was cut out. And over the years, NOH has gradually made entertainment its main focus. Time and time again, the corporation has been accused of underworld dealings and links to a number of organized crime syndicates with the state, as well as the Kurista pirates. These rumors, however, have never been substantiated. Sukuuvestaa. Sukuuvestaa, or Suvi as it's more commonly called, is the second largest Caldari megacorporation. Heavily focused on agriculture, mining, real estate, and consumer projects, it owns, according to estimates from the House of Record, over a third of all Qatari real estate, when the assets of its subsidiaries are included. Suvi has a reputation as one of the state's most ruthless corporations, seizing smaller rivals and setting off the spoils of hostile takeovers to ensure its dominance into whichever market sector it chooses. While this often causes tensions between it and the other megacorporations, particularly Kaalakiota, Suvi's most hated rival, it also forced competitors to think twice about challenging Sukuuvestaa in any market where it has significant influence. Throughout the ages, several scandals involving questionable gain of property and loss of innocent life has been quelled by Suvi's extensive PR department, known to be the most skilled of its kind operating in the Caldari State, and quite possibly the whole cluster. Wiyrkomi. Known and respected throughout New Eden, the Hyasyada family name has been the driving force behind the Wiyrkomi Corporation ever since its inception over a century ago, in the year preceding the Galante Caldari War. With a reputation built upon the unimpeachable word of its founder, Hyasyada, Wiyrkomi continues to enjoy unique relationships with many of New Eden's most influential corporations. Given the reputation of most megacorporations, Wiyrkomi is regarded by those inside and outside the state as a curious anomaly due to its reputation for straight-laced business practice. Though, as many as unwary competitor has learned over the years, this does not make it any less of a force to be reckoned with. The Hyasyada family has long been known as one of the most loyal and patriotic entities within the Caldari State, commanding immense respect and remaining concerned with the promotion of Caldari ideals above all else. Though members of the family have become more reclusive in the wake of a few odious scandals in the last century, their corporate contacts remain as loyal as ever, due in no small part to the Wiyrkomi Corporation's proven track record of unswerving allegiance to the state at large, as well as the corporation's own particular allies and associates. Wow, that was quite a diction exercise. That's the end of the episode. I hope you like it. Please hit the bell to be advised of my new episode. So now we know that every mega corporation are specialized in different fields. But I was wondering, do they have all the same place when it's time for the politics? Does a mega corporation have more weight than another because of what they do, or because it will have more people in that mega corporation? That's what we're gonna talk about in the next episode. See you next week, Canadian friends!